Back with our final singles match of the day. Dylan Frazier taking on Jaume Martinez Vich. A showdown in the ATP pool in men's singles.
Referee timeout. We have a challenge.
Third shot from Martinez Vich, a backhand up the line. So while we're looking at the call, we'll kind of break down this match for you, intro it a little bit. This is the second time that Martinez Vich and Dylan Frazier have played in 2024. Frazier winning their previous matchup from Sacramento in 3 games. Quarterfinal matchup, that one was. And Martinez Vich, saw him on this court yesterday, lost to Hunter Johnson. Dylan Frazier played Federico Staksrud yesterday, also lost. So this one, not exactly a must-win, but both players could certainly go with a win here as they look to try to advance to the semifinals from a stacked pool. Martinez Vich with 4 singles medals this year at the Masters tournament. Had a memorable win over Federico Staksrud in the final of that one, and that call will, I believe, be overturned. The ball was in. So Martinez Vich keeps the serve, leading 3-0 here against Dylan Frazier.
3-0. Play out. Zero 3. Side out.
And back-to-back missed third shots in the net from Martinez Vich and Dylan Frazier. So early in this one, definitely trying to kind of find their groove early.
0-3. Point. Three.
Nice cat and mouse rally there early for you, Michelle.
Love that.
Interestingly enough, Martinez Vich choosing not to come in, not to come up to the kitchen after a good number of his returns so far. We'll see if that continues, but absolutely rifles that one past Dylan Frazier. That stays in. 4-1 now.
Jaume is having too much fun out here.
I feel like we accuse him of that a lot. I feel like if we can accuse anyone of having too much fun on the pickleball court, it is Jaume.
That's the second time Jaume's gotten Dylan Frazier on that backhand cross court. Such an explosive player.
4-1. Out.
Both of these guys will compete in men's doubles later on as well. Dylan Frazier playing with Pablo Tellez and Martinez Vich playing with Riley Newman.
Point.
I mean, not much you can say there, Michelle.
Just from the middle of the court, just rips that ball.
3-4.
Nice response here from Dylan Frazier. Got down early. Now we're all knotted up at 4. He's taking advantage of the fact that Martinez Vich not coming in off those returns.
Point.
And the one where he does.
Dylan Frazier settling into game number 1. He had a rough start by making a few unforced errors, but now he's dialed in. His shot's looking a lot better, a lot more confidence.
And off both wings as well. Seen some nice forehands, nice backhand there.
And now you could even see Dylan Frazier like predicting where Jaume is going on that backhand. He's going cross court. Dylan was moving there right after he hit the ball, not even questioning that he's going to go down the line on that backhand.
7-4. Point. Point.
And an 8-point swing here for Dylan Frazier was 1-4, now gets it to 9-4. And Martinez Vich will use his second timeout here.
Kind of reading each other and seeing each other's strengths and weaknesses.
9-4. Side out.
Overcooks that forehand. Big side out here from Jaume Martinez Vich.
4-9.
Trying to work his way back into game 1.
Side out.
Dylan Frazier had way too much time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just unlucky. You hit that net to your disadvantage.
9-4.
There's that. I'd say that was a 70-30% shot, like drove or drip, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Wasn't all pace, but a lot of spin on there as well. Game point now.
Side out. Lecture. 4-10. Point.
Big serve from Jaume.
He'll need more points like that to get back into game 1.
Dylan Frazier reading that shot. He's so good at anticipating.
Point.
And that's where I would like to see, you know, a little drop into the kitchen, play some cat and mouse at the non-volley zone.
Right.
10-5.
And catches Martinez Vich leaning middle, does Dylan Frazier. Finishes game. That is a pretty start to game 2 for Jaume Martinez Vich. He loads into that backhand. Even though he missed that shot, Michelle, I think that's the type of shot that Martinez Vich, that's the type of point he wants, right? He wants to have that hyper-athletic, dynamic point, dynamic movement across the court.
He does not hit more than 1 or 2 shots in a point usually, right? So he wants those quick points, those high-risk, high-reward points.
And Dylan Frazier very quick to challenge that foot fault call. So we'll have a referee timeout. Asking our tracking referee just to make sure to watch, because he thinks he may have been in when he was starting, but he's adamant that he took his foot and reestablished before he made contact with the ball. So if this call stands, I believe it will still be 0-0 for in game 2. And we do have the referee coming to a decision now. After looking at the angle, you see their left foot was in. They're just going to try and make sure that he reestablished before hitting that volley. Have the serve back with a 1-0 advantage here in game 2.
Side out.
So they did replay, and same result.
Yeah, right.
0-1. Point. One. Point.
And misfires on that one. Looked like he was there in position, just maybe pushed it a little wide.
2-1. Side out. One, 2. Side out. Side out.
There it is, that high risk, high reward play style, like you mentioned earlier, Michelle. Just going for winners is Jaume Martinez Vich.
And I've seen him when he is on. I remember watching him in Atlanta. Nice.
That's the pretty shot.
And, you know, when he's on, he's on. Every shot is just untouchable, right? And right now, that's not the case. You know, he's making a lot of errors, and it's just that right at this point, slow percentage. So having that middle ground and being able to be consistent is so important in singles. That way you could find different, you know, options against your opponent.
Two.
What a rally. Extended kind of hands battle right there at the kitchen line. Frazier got the high ball he wanted, just unable to convert.
Side out. Two, 3. Side out.
Interesting that Dylan Frazier allowed that ball to drop instead of moving forward and hitting that one in the midcourt out of the air.
You talked about you think that's going to be a change for
That's going to be a
2025.
huge change. I feel like, you know, some players see the game a little bit differently than others, and I don't think everyone's at their fullest potential on the tour here. Even though that was an amazing shot.
Exactly right. Exactly. Well, no, it's a great point. You know, it's exciting. It's exciting to think about that. You know, how much room there is for so many players to grow.
So
it's also
much room.
Scary because I mean, with how good these pros already are, how much more can they push the fold in coming years? What is pickleball going to look like in 3, 4, 5 years? I hope it still looks like that. I hope players are still making shots like that.
What a read from Jaume Martinez Vich. Little love to the ref.
Love that. Timeout. We'll see what adjustments he makes.
What a serve. And remember how we talked about closure yesterday?
Yeah, yes.
So Dylan Frazier, interestingly enough, coming over to the ref on the sideline here and saying, hey, I think it's so annoying that I have to replay, you know, replay a point that I won based off of your missed calls. And he says he feels like he's penalized for that a lot of times when he plays singles. And he just needed to have that conversation just to move on. You know what I mean? And that happened 4 points ago.
Yeah.
But now that
closure's important.
Yeah. So, but now that he took that time out, he moves on, and here we are in serve. Hopefully, he could just regain his focus and dial it in.
Oh, and Frazier made the right read. He slid right to cover the middle.
He did, just a millisecond too late.
And same spot there from Martinez Vich.
Noticing Dylan Frazier's returns have been in the midcourt. If there was a graph and I put a dot everywhere he hit those returns, they'd be in the midcourt. And you could see there he's trying to force a return that's a little bit more aggressive, right? A little bit more accurate, deep, wide.
That's a great point about the return, because we saw that a little bit with Caitlin Christian as well in the last match we called, because she had some trouble when her returns weren't really as deep as she would have liked them. That just speaks to really the importance of the return. The serve return, obviously crucial in singles.
Serve and serve return. And you might think, well, why are those returns going so short? Well, Jaume's been hitting
the living daylight.
The living daylight out of these serves, and they're all coming in deep and pushing him back. So Dylan Frazier's hitting returns off his back foot. What a get! Oh, what a point!
You see Dylan Frazier there giving some love to Jaume. Had the little applause off the paddle just for some of those just silky smooth slice resets from the baseline. Not good enough though from Martinez Vich. And Dylan Frazier finding his form in game 2. Cuts the lead to just 3.
Point. Game point. Six.
Finished in style by Jaume Martinez Vich for the second consecutive match, Michelle. We are going 3 bonus pickleball here on Grandstand Court.
Yeah, that's it, baby.
There we go. What a point to start off game 3. Little cat and mouse action. Nice anticipation there from Frazier to gain the upper hand in that one.
That return, I would not follow in that return. It's short.
Bit of a mishit there from Jaume. And like he did in game 1, Frazier, nice job kind of waiting to see where Martinez Vich was going to try and anticipate that third shot to go.
I love it. I love it.
And he can't, Martinez Vich can't help but smile. He walks back after getting past, says, I love it.
2-0. Light out. No 2. Light out.
Letting out balls go out. So big.
2-0. Point. 3-0.
All Dylan Frazier here early in game 3, 4-0 advantage. Somewhat surprised to not see a timeout here from Jaume.
A few missed returns, and here we are.
5-0. A chance for Dylan Frazier to lead with a 6-point advantage. Switch sides. It looked like Frazier was wanting to call that return out, but it doesn't look like he did.
0-5. Point. One 5. Side out. Five 1.
What a get on the run from Dylan Frazier. It looked like Martinez Vich may have had a look at that ATP, but the angle just too good.
It's really tough to do. It's really mental.
That's why singles can be so tough, right?
Oh,
I think that's why it's such a game of runs, perhaps more so than doubles when you've got someone else to rely on.
What a drop from Dylan Frazier, really putting the pressure on Jaume.
It's like an awkward shot there, like kind of had to stop in his tracks, but able to get it in and low.
Huge lead for Dylan Frazier now.
9-1, no timeout for Martinez Vich.
9-1.
He'll be hard pressed to come back in this one. Everything cooking for Dylan Frazier, but he's not in the kitchen, no need.
Match point.
What a shot. And match point now.
10-1. Point game match.
And that one is gonna do it. Dylan Frazier, 3 games. What a game